what I'm saying. Even with a house, something comes your way, you don't need to be shopping in that market, but you're like, wow, this is 30% off, 40% off. I could make 20, 30%. Run it. That's usually going to be a good driver. If you could spot the value and let that be the thing that kind of dictates your answers. Tax on home sale, 1031, man. If you just bought it. But yeah, that might be your only option. All the advice, baby. Let's go, man. Good work. It sounds you're doing good, bro. Wait. What is this? Oh. Bro, it's playing like a clip, and I thought this was Trump. I thought all this old top hat shit. I was like, what the fuck are they doing at the White House? I said, this guy, weird. But no, that was the wrong one.
So that's how they're growing so fast. They're hiring freelancers. Look what they're doing with AI experts.
Unbelievable.
Pretty much traded how it did every single day since last week with all of the war tensions. If you guys recall, you know, you kind of had these pops and sells. You did it just a lot quicker. And then there was actually something new. So if you want to walk away with anything for today, it'll probably be a headline coming into tomorrow or on Monday. And it's still the holiday like we talked about, or the day after. So it's going to be a little slow. But now, time for Philo. So let me get ready. Let's set this all up, and then let's see what the market ends up doing. Let's give it a opportunity. Yeah, no member wall. Like I'm saying, bro, there was things in like I meant everything I said when I told you guys all of the reasons why we made changes. I do think you guys needed to lock in, and I think there was a lot of opportunity, and I think we should honor our veterans. You know, that like there's so many things that we went over in the last couple months, and then just again, like one of the big factors, bro, we were getting punished for it. I don't think you guys I don't think people really realize the extent, because I could take a lot, bro, without being an annoying little bitch about it. You guys watched me complain. You watched me make noise. That's finally. But yeah, so it was very unfortunate. That's why I was like, I knew you guys are willing to, you guys got love for me just how I love you. I knew you guys wanted to hear the philo. I knew you guys like you guys aren't the problem in doing that. But it just sucks, man. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that, because that was the theme, bro. That was the message that was sent to me, that even if I did the right thing, I was still going to get punished. You know what I'm saying? So even if I talked about, if I talk about God, my record won't get played, huh? But it was for real though. Dude, I would bring up stuff. And, if you're a real well-mannered person, they're you're just not a weird bot. Damn well, dude, Christian people don't even like me, bro. I'm not trying to push anything on anybody. I genuinely got a lot of love, but people they wouldn't like it, man. And again, my channel just had so many things on the back end. So yeah, bro, we were very close to just getting wiped just because of bullshit though. It wasn't that we broke the rules, but, and again, the admiration every morning for the veterans and philo, that was a big thing that bothered people a lot. And that caused, a lot of doors were open for problems just through that, and those were the topics, think about it. Politics and religion, right? You guys are who does all this? Who would go to this extent? Well, duh, politics and religion. What do you think gonna happen, bro? So yeah, but I'm very, very glad. And now that being said, I told you guys in the beginning, and I knew the non-members, I wanted to motivate you as well. And like I said, bro, I'll give you a job and we could make it work. But I told you guys, I wasn't trying to punish you, man. I was trying to do it for the greater good of the community. I really was. And I think God protected us, bro. And I think God watched over our back, and that's why it was resolved, and it was resolved swiftly, which I was shocked about. But when it's all said and done, man, it was a good thing. So I'm very excited. And I thank all of you. And that's why now you could listen to philo. Like I'm saying, I could go and talk about God, and, you could still go and report me. But now I'm not one report away from not being able to share, good quality info every day with people. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And I'll keep these videos up. And if it does return, then we'll just go back to what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? I've definitely, we know how to protect ourselves. So, amen. But other than that, get ready for it. I'm going to go get my setup. I have a carbo. I only have one carbo left. So I gotta term this one out like Janet. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But other than that, Chatadonia, let me go, and then I will BRB. RB.
Put it together. After the Mag 7, basically. It's $1 trillion market cap. Maybe Broadcom's bigger sometimes. So I think that was part of what was going on. But also, it was piping hot going into the shareholder meeting. It was up 19% year to date at the moment. And it was also 1.9 times book value. It's basically as expensive as it gets and as high momentum as it gets. And so that's why I do think there was this vulnerability to have that premium come out of it to some degree. At the same time, Mag 7 ramps back, and all of a sudden you can buy them again. So all that stuff, I think, is in the mix, as well as, Progressive has actually kind of rolled a little bit. Allstate's not traded well. And so that's at the core of obviously the Geico business.
Josh, you have a thought? You're the shareholder here, and I know you're always thinking about Berkshire.
I totally agree. If you're investing in mega caps and the tech trade hits a major snag because we're worried about international tariffs and trade or whatever, this is one of the names that is the recipient of the money coming out of the others. The other thing to keep in mind is the Apple position. They've sold a lot of Apple, but they still own a lot. They have 300 million shares of Apple as of the end of last quarter. They own 2% of that company's float. They did nothing last quarter. No buying, no selling. So they have a $66 billion Apple position. It's about 25% of Berkshire's stock portfolio in that one name. So I think the weakness in Apple probably isn't helping the situation here. And I totally agree with Mike. Like, this is sort of a risk-off mega cap, just generally speaking, and the whole insurance sector thing as a good to be in a risk-off market. We're not in a risk-off market right now. We're in a circle and core weave market. It's another planet.
Yeah.
So I totally
would just
get
say
what's
that
happening.
That's all. Now the Apple position is like 6% of Berkshire's market cap. Like it's the gone are the days when the stocks should move together, at least in the short term.
All right, I'll see you on the bell. Mike Santoli, thank you. Finals are next.
Hold up.
Job postings include like Deloitte and Booz Allen, which we're in this quarter that have kind of cut some couple of workers.
Okay, but it's worth noting here that they are still hiring. They're just hiring fewer people than before.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Okay. Are these in the Washington, D.C. area, which has suffered a lot of job losses because of DOJ's efforts to reduce federal employees overall, or is this nationwide?
I think we see it nationwide, but in particular, definitely the D.C. area has been hit quite badly. I think, we have seen data again that the job postings in the management consulting job postings in the D.C. area has fallen almost 30% in just the past 4 months alone.
Okay, so that's pretty telling and pretty quickly too. What are analysts saying about the outlook for these firms and their hiring? Because these things tend to be cyclical.
I think it is going to be quite difficult for them. I mean, I think we've seen, tens of thousands of Fed workers already leaving their jobs or getting cut. And then now, you have many, many more government contractors coming in. And I think what's interesting is that if we looked at the Atlanta Fed data estimates, there were about 2.4 million by the federal government, but then you have almost twice as many of these government contractors. So you're going to see this job market for these workers kind of, expand a lot more. But, some analysts also say that, look, there's a silver lining. One is that these are industry giants, they hire well. Feels like cybersecurity, healthcare are still hiring people.
Oh, okay.
And then you have...
so if you have specific skill sets, you are in a better position. You said cybersecurity, healthcare.
Woo! Oh, gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, Billy, I didn't even see that. Spicy rig. Oh, let's go, baby. I would love a spicy rigatoni right now, but Philo is the food I need, baby. Oh, man. So, Chattadonia, welcome to Philo, man. All of you. You guys know that. I'm very, very glad to have some of you return. You know that? That's why, man. Some of you who thought I didn't want you, shame on you, bro. You know that? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I got love, baby. And I love you. And I'm glad, bro, because at the end of the day, bro, I know, how can somebody know if nobody told them, right? You got to hear the word, bro. And when you hear things, sometimes my whole life changed by hearing words, bro. You have no idea. So I really do hope it helps you. But at the end of the day, too, we are here for a reason and we are here for multiple. So this moment right now is because I want to do it. Like I'm saying, I've seen a lot of good benefits. I've seen a lot of good fruit. That's why I'm going to keep planting it. So very simple. You don't want to participate, don't participate. We are not going to tolerate anything. I'm still going to ban it. If you're joking around, making jokes about it, like I'm saying, no one's really forcing anything upon you. Whether what you choose to do after this is your life, my brother. I'm not here to tell you you're going to hell. I'm not here to do a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to entertain somebody who's not hungry when we have a kid. Hey, get your focus on. Don't waste time with all of the weird questions and philosophical debate. If you're not into it, you know what I'm saying? Just focus on stocks. And that's what we've been doing while we were having this private, because again, some people just can't handle it. I could talk about multiple things. I could literally read two things at the same time while talking. So right now, I just read about a Meta acquisition as I was explaining that to you. That's happening right now about Perplexity. So we have a newswire. We'll be here. And I say that because stock market live. So I'm going to read, I'm going to go and do my thing. But if something breaking happens, you guys could help. If you want to focus on stocks, we have good workflow. Simple, call it out. Okay, SPY taking a candle. There you go. So look, you're already reacting like you have something. But when it's all said and done, though, get it where you fit in, have good workflow, and that way everybody gets what they want. That's it. Iran's spokesperson is CNN. Iran will not stop uranium enrichment for peaceful purposes, but concessions are possible. Oh, what? That I don't know. That's bullish. That doesn't make sense. So it's showing they won't stop uranium enrichment, but they're saying that they're willing to concede, but then that's Iranian spokesperson. So the source is CNN. So they have a little bit more writing on it, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's confirmed yet. I know, even if CNN's putting it out, I'm just telling you, Iranian spokesperson to the president is different than the Iranian spokesperson, or than the Iranian president. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's coming out now. Again, SPY's going to look, SPY will go up and then oil, but oil's definitely moving more. That is the major theme we talked about here. So yeah, and then you got rig count coming out. So yeah, that was a great, man. So that's what I'm talking about. We could talk and we could balance and juggle a couple of topics at the same time. We'll still have news and you guys will have the fastest access in the world. And yeah, make the most of it. And that, I think if we all work together, like I've said in many ways, but even in just here in this room during Philo, bro, it's good for everybody. So if you want to be good for everybody, let's get it, baby. If not, I mean, I'm probably just going to ban you. So other than that, Chatadonia, yeah, IDF strikes Hezbollah sites in Lebanon. So now Israel is striking Lebanon. So throw that into the mix. Okay, but what are we going to talk about today? I have so many things. I say that every day. But this whole week, man, has been awesome. And I have a lot. And we didn't have Philo yesterday. So, you know, let me throw it all at you. All at one. We're going to juggle a little bit, okay? We got to go through a couple of topics. Because even then, dude, I was like, I don't know how I even got here. Because I was reading my study Bible. And then I got to another one. And then Arab League foreign ministers convene extraordinary meeting in Istanbul on Friday. So now you have emergency meeting in Turkey. Yeah, Iranian spokesperson, negotiations with Iran could easily resume if Trump orders Israel to stop its attack on Iran. Okay, those are both coming out now. You got one with Reuters. There's some extraordinary meeting in Istanbul on Friday today. And then you have the Iranian spokesperson to CNB or to CNN. So, yeah. Well, let me tell you about the first one, man. I don't know how I got here in my Bible. I was reading Hebrews. I have my study Bible. And then I flipped through and I was like, oh, yeah. Because I remember my dad pretty sure my dad said it. He said if there was only one book in the New Testament that if every other book got lost, he said Hebrews. That's the one. He says it. My dad told me that. I'm reading it. No, I just Hebrews 5:14. But solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil. That's it. Oh, it could be Geneva talks breaking down. That's why you're getting all the headlines and oil's going up. That makes more sense. That makes the most sense out of all of it. But then oil hasn't moved yet. So, but yeah, good post. Read it again for you. Tell me if it stands out. But solid food is for the mature, have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil. Wow. So let me just cut through it and make it very simple. Do you want to know how you're going to gain maturity? Constantly. Ta-da! My brother, anything you do over and over and over again, that is your maturity. Think about it. Why do they call you mature when you get older? You're just doing life over and over and over again. Constant use. That is what is going to make you mature. Think about the reverse. Why do you think people will call you immature if you keep making the same mistake that you were doing when you were young? Because you are staying in constant of something. Oh, I hope y'all hear me on this, bro. So yeah, bro. That's what I came here to tell you as part of today. Maturity, bro.